You're listening to the BTEC PE podcast with Mr. B. Welcome to the BTEC PE podcast. Today we're going to be talking about the methods of training. So I'm just going to be giving you a quick overview of the different types of methods of training each fitness component. Before we start today, I've got to big up MyProtein. So I've been using their products for the last couple of years, but this year I've been really impressed by their gym clothing. I've been using their performance t-shirt for all my YouTube videos, and all their clothing is great value for money. So be sure to check out the link in the description. Today we're looking at the different types of training methods. Okay, so when coaches are selecting different types of training for their performers, they need to make sure they're considering the fitness components they want to train in the first place. Okay, that's why it's really important that you find the links between these things. You find the link between the fitness components and what you're actually trying to achieve, then using a method of training to actually get towards that goal of improving that training, that fitness component, and then looking at the fitness tests later on to see if you've actually achieved that or not. So the first type of training is flexibility training. This is really important for performers to have a great range of motion in their joints when it comes to gymnastics or hurdling, but also it's really important to reduce the risk of injury. This is broken down into three sections. You've got static stretching, and that's split again. So we've got active static stretching, and then we've got passive static stretching as well. So active is what you'd think about when you're talking about stretching, when you just perform a hamstring stretch or a quadricep stretch. While passive static stretching is when you get another person or an object to assist with that stretch. So you might just like put your leg up on the bar on the side of the wall. Moving on to ballistic stretching. This is what people might think of dynamic stretching. In BTEC PE, we're going to refer to it as ballistic. So that means you're moving or bouncing when you're actually stretching. So high knees, bum flicks, side stepping, these will all be methods of ballistic stretching. The last one is Pnf stretching, which stands for proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. So Pnf stretching requires somebody to actually help you stretch by increasing the range of movement. So your partner will actually get you to push against them. So you'll be using an isometric contraction, so that's pushing against something without actually producing any movement, for 6 to 10 seconds and then relaxing. And when you relax, they should hopefully be able to increase that range of movement. So three types of flexibility training. You've got static stretching, ballistic stretching, and Pnf stretching. Moving on to strength training. There are three main methods to improve strength. We've got circuit training, free weights training, and plyometrics training. So circuit training, you perform different exercises in a circuit, one after the other. You can have short recovery time or no recovery time at all. Generally, this is done with little equipment. It's cheap. It can be done anywhere. So it's quite a useful type of training. Free weights, you're generally going to be in the gym. You need to understand what we mean by reps and sets. And you need to consider the training for maximum strength, strength endurance, and elastic strength is different. So training for maximum strength, you're going to use lower reps and heavier weights. So we're talking around about 6 reps. For strength endurance, you're using higher reps and lighter weights. So that's anything up to 20 reps. While elastic strength is kind of medium. It's in the middle. So you've got medium reps, medium weights, and it's around about 12 reps. Plyometric training is trying to improve explosive power and strength. And it's commonly used by track athletes, netballers, basketball and volleyball players. This involves explosive movements, so bounding, hops, jumps, skipping, and arm swings and jogging drills Little tiny hurdle activities could be classed as plyometrics, as well as a weighted sled would be a good plyometric exercise to improve the power. Aerobic endurance training, you've got continuous, fartlek and interval training. So continuous, you want to be running or swimming or rowing or cycling for over 30 minutes to gain better aerobic endurance. Fartlek training, which stands for speed play, means that you're changing speeds constantly. So you could be doing cones around a track, moving from a jog, a sprint, back to a walk again. Interval training means you work and then you rest. So whatever you're training for, it could be aerobic, it could be anaerobic. You will do, I don't know, a 400 meter rep. You'd have a minute rest and then you go again, and you keep on repeating that. So you could be doing 10 400 meter reps with 1 minute rest in between. The last type of training is going to be speed training. So these are specific training methods to improve a player's speed. We've got hollow sprints, acceleration sprints and interval sprints. So hollow sprints would be a sprint and then a hollow period afterwards of a walk or a jog back to the start. Acceleration sprints mean you're going to gradually increase to maximum speed over a long period of time. And then interval training is similar to aerobic endurance interval training. You work and then you rest. So you might do 10 50 meter sprints with 30 seconds recovery. So there's your summary of training methods for BTEC PE. We've got flexibility training, strength training, aerobic endurance training and speed training. Next time we'll be going over all the different fitness tests you need to know for BTEC PE. Thanks for listening.